It was on the 3rd, get me right, it was on the 3rd of September when Erik Ten Hag made a decision not to include Jodan Sancho into the travelling squad to London to see to it that United really face the side of Arsenal. And after the game, when Erik Ten Hag was really asked, he came out and told the media that the player never met the standards of training at the club of Manchester United, and that's why he really decided to put in Dan Go and Hannibal onto that traveling squad, and Sancho was dropped. Sancho went ahead, obviously put out a post on his X account, and it was really pinning Erik Ten Hag for really using him as an scapegoat, and that never really went in well because Sancho pinned that post for 8 days. And then later, after the players returned from the international break, Sancho was really talked to by the sporting director of Man United, that is John Mata, the director of football, and he told him to obviously get it down. And Richard Arnold, by then the CEO of Man United, went ahead to obviously order John Mata, the director of football of Man United, to see to it that he resolves that mess between Erik Ten Hag and Jodan Sancho. At the end of it all, Jodan Sancho was exiled from the first team training sessions, and he was really told to train with the under-18s of Manchester United, and he was supposed to be there every time the under-18s were really playing the game of football. And from the 3rd of November to October, November to December, you know, you just see to it that October, November, it's like 3 months since Jodan Sancho was really banned, and Erik Ten Hag is really keeping his stance and is setting a very good example to the players around Man United that they shouldn't mess up with the manager, and they have the right to obviously go on and do the needful. Now, we have a story coming in from Play to Goal, a man who has been reporting that there is a chance for Jodan Sancho to go in and go ahead and join Borussia Dortmund, but it looks like Jodan Sancho has gotten to know that things are not easy as he thought, and going to Bayern Munich might be a backslide that he wouldn't like to have in his career. And I think he's gone ahead to think through himself and his agent, and finally we have a story coming in from Play to Goal. He works for Sky Germany, confirming to us that Jodan Sancho has a secret desire to repair his situation at Man United amid more rumors of his pending transfer out of Erik Ten Hag's team. His desire is for a restart opportunity at Man United. Have you heard that? The desire of Jodan Sancho is to have a restart opportunity at the club of Manchester United. And this is a huge story because it's coming in from a man called Play to Goal, who is based in Germany, who has been reporting to us that maybe Jodan Sancho might really go to Borussia Dortmund, and Borussia Dortmund are really welcome to really re-sign Jodan Sancho on a loan. But the problem is the financial implications. Who is obviously going to meet the price of Jodan Sancho when it comes to him coming in through and obviously getting himself the huge salary that is getting in at the club of Manchester United, because Jodan Sancho earns £350,000, meaning that if they are to pay a loan fee of like £6 million, they have to obviously pay half of the salary of Jodan Sancho, and half of the salary of Jodan Sancho is 175, you know, £175,000 a week, and they cannot go that far, because if you pay 175,000 for 6 weeks, you know, that is almost 3 that is every month. That means every month they have to pay Jodan Sancho £700,000 times 6, that is £4.2 million. That is for 6 months. Then add on the £6 million, you know, so that will take them to like £6-7 million to spend on Jodan Sancho, something that they wouldn't like to obviously go through. And I think Jodan Sancho is going to have to understand that even if I go to Serie A, it's really going to be hard for me to obviously do the needful, and it's going to have a very bad spot onto my career. And now he has gone ahead to decide to see to it that he really makes an apology to Erik Ten Hag, because if you say you have a secret plan to obviously have a restart opportunity at the club of Man United. That means you have to dance to the tunes of Erik Ten Hag, because Ten Hag said Jodan Sancho has to apologize. And Jodan Sancho thought that maybe Ten Hag would at a point X really rethink, in his decision that maybe let me bring him back. But he has gone ahead to really even win the manager of the month of November. Players like Anthony have gone ahead to obviously come through and perform better. Amad Diallo is back, and even Rashford has been benched, So players that we used to see as fringe players have gone ahead to come in and obviously put in a very good shift. And the club of Man United is really on a very good spell. And this is what is troubling Jodan Sancho, and he has gone ahead to know that this manager is not going to be sacked. Remember, after losing to Arsenal, went ahead to lose some games in there. I think there is a moment we lost 3 games, by the way. I remember when we lost to Galatasaray, we lost to I think Crystal Palace, Galatasaray, and I think, was it even that Newcastle knocked us? I think we lost 3 games consecutively, and it was not really good for Erik Ten Hag. And I think Jodan Sancho was there celebrating with his agent, knowing that, this man is obviously going to leave and is going to get a sack. But with how Erik Ten Hag is turning around the results at the club of Man United, then Jodan Sancho has gotten to know that I have nothing to do. I just have to dance to the tunes of the manager. I have to apologize to the manager, do exactly what he wants. Because Erik Ten Hag has his things that he calls in for, and Jodan Sancho has to obviously obey, because this game of football is all about a right winger, you understand, going forward and coming back to defend. It's a team game. If you don't defend, however good you are costing the team. Marcus Rashford, has been taken out of the team of Man United and benched because of that. Erik Ten Hag is serious about it. Even Garnacho, he has seen us lose 2 games. The game of Copenhagen, the 4th goal we conceded, Garnacho failed to track back. He tracked back, but he remained at the outside of the 18-yard box area. The game of Newcastle, he ran and remained outside of the 18-yard box area, and he gave Kylian Trippier a chance to obviously put in that square pass to Anthony Gordon, and then went ahead to concede. But he saw to it against Chelsea that he was tracking back to the byline, and that's what he's supposed to do. So a lot has to be done for Jodan Sancho to come in through and obviously do the needful. But if at all he doesn't, then he won't really get back in the team of Man United. First and foremost, he has to apologize. Secondly, he has to obviously be ready to do exactly what the manager is calling from him. If you cannot run, and train well, these habits of really arriving late, And the other factor that has gone ahead to come into play is the statement that Nemanja Matic put out, that Paul Pogba and Sancho used to bleach rules and regulations for the club of Manchester United. You understand? So, if that's the case, then Erik Ten Hag is not to blame. This boy has been doing this. Even at Bayern Munich, he used to do that. He plays his console until the wee hours of the morning of the night, and he arrives at the training late. So Erik Ten Hag is a disciplinarian, and he doesn't want nonsense in his dressing room. So even that statement put out by Nemanja Matic goes ahead to obviously add another dark spot on the career of Jodan Sancho. And if I told you Jodan Sancho, all you need is simple: get back to where you're supposed to be, get back to the club of Man United, apologize, and rinse that out of your career. Because if at all you don't rinse it out of your career, it will move on you. And I think it will be a very good move for Jodan Sancho to obviously reconcile with Erik Ten Hag and maybe call out for him being sold in the summer, because there will be teams interested in him. If he goes ahead and apologizes, it will send a very good message to even the managers that will be interested in him, that he is a player that's going to hate to reform and I can really manage him. But right now, if you can rebel to a manager for just a statement made in the media, which team will be willing to sign you on a permanent deal? So I think even his agent has gone ahead to try out and really see how this player can leave Man United on a permanent deal, and things are not going to have to work out, and they've resorted to him understanding that the only way is to get back to the team, apologize to Erik Ten Hag, and then play the last 6 months at the club of Manchester United. Then later, maybe in the summer, you can part ways with Erik ten Hag. I think that's the best way to do things. So that is it from Jodan Sancho. He's planning to apologize for Erik ten Hag. Now, this was a story coming in from Christian Falk, another football journalist coming in from Germany, telling us that there is a meeting today at Borussia Dortmund about a swap deal for Jodan Sancho and Malen. Dortmund demand 30 million euros or Sancho in exchange for Malen. And however much this is a very huge ask, I cannot go in for Malen, you know, because if you say Malen to Man United and we do swap for Sancho, that's really the hugest steal I've ever seen. It's an absolute steal, and United cannot do that because United can get 50 million pounds from Jodan Sancho, you know, and 50 million pounds is 50 million pounds. Let me check here, euros to, let's see, euros to pounds. That's what we want to see, euros to pounds. Now let's talk about it's 50 million. So 60 million euros, you can get it from Jodan Sancho. It's 58 million pounds. Now, 58 million pounds, and let's see, what is 30 million euros? 30 million euros is like 26 million pounds, meaning that you sell Jodan Sancho for 50 million pounds, and you reserve 24 million pounds, and you pay 26 million pounds to Borussia Dortmund and get in Malen. That is it, you know. So I think it's better United found a best way, either to loan Jodan Sancho, if at all he first apologized to Erik ten Hag, but all we know, he's willing to apologize. And if you are to sell him after having a very good loan spell, we can even get 60 million pounds of Jodan Sancho. He's still young and he's really a very talented player. So for Malen, I know ten Hag wants him because of his intensity and his work rate. Guys, if you're a player, and however good you are, and you cannot put in a shift, like be that donkey, you know, do the donkey work, you know, and obviously do it in the offensive and the defensive area of the pitch, then you cease to make sense in the modern game. The modern game is all about intensity. So if you cannot give us that intensity, then you are not worth to be a player at the club of Manchester United or any other club. So Malen, I think ten Hag likes him because of that, and we wait and see how that really happens. But Erik ten Hag has gone ahead, be asked about Jodan Sancho's return, and this was his reply when a question was really given to him. Erik ten Hag, when asked if Jodan Sancho will ever return to his squad, he said, Jodan Sancho knows what he has to do if he wants to return, and it's up to him. It's about a culture, and every player has to match certain standards, and it was about that. And this is my manager. I love this guy. And amidst everything that is going to hate to go wrong at the club of Man United under the Glazers and the directors of football and so on and so forth, they've gone ahead to give him extra power to really trim wings, you know, of these players. That is it. He has gone ahead to obviously deal with many of these, you know. For Jodan Sancho, if it was in the era of Jose Mourinho or Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the board would have gone ahead to side with the players. But for a very long period of time, the board has gone ahead to side with the players, and it has gone ahead to be a roller coaster. You know, it has gone ahead to obviously be a repetitive cycle of failures. Now, Erik ten Hag has gone ahead to be given chance, and he's really trimming these players. And Ronaldo, Harry Maguire, Marcus Rashford, Sancho, Varane, everyone who really believes that the manager is really not right, he has gone ahead to serve a punishment. That is it. So the punishment has been served, and obviously Sancho needs to know what to do. He's not going to get to the team of Man United if at all he doesn't really apologize to the manager, and the manager is telling us that he needs to apologize. No apology, no getting back into the team of Man United. That is Erik ten Hag for you. And Erik ten Hag on today's game against Bournemouth, he said, I think they have a very good form. Bournemouth, we have seen them. It's a very good side, very constructed, capable players. Again, you have to play your best. That is it. Now, when he was asked about the next game, he said, as a manager, my coaches, with the rest of the staff, we always consider, but the next game is always the most important, especially in the Premier League, where everyone is killing everyone. You need a strong team. So Erik ten Hag is talking about how they have a good team, and I think they've gone ahead to collect very many points their previous 4 games. They're unbeaten. I think they've gone ahead to collect, I think, 12 points, and they're coming in through at Old Trafford in a very huge form, and the morale is really huge for the team of Bournemouth. But we know United, if at all they obviously put in a shift like they put in against Chelsea, then they have all what it takes to obviously knock out this team of Bournemouth and really go out winning. So guys, your thoughts on Sancho ready to apologize to Erik ten Hag are welcome in the comment section below. And what do you make about Ten Hag calling in for the best of the best against Bournemouth? And you can as well go into the comment section and tell me what your predictions are as we prepare to go into what we call the fan prediction show that's going to be coming in through an hour from now. Rokan David is my name, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. A sign out for now. See you later, the Muslims. Barak Lau Fikum.